Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face get ready with me using the brand Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm going to be telling you what it is that I like about the products, what I don't like about some of the products, what I choose not to even buy of the products. Yeah, I'm going to give you all the scoop. And so will the three lovely ladies that are doing this with me. And those three are Mel Thompson, Kelsey Brianna J, and relatively new to me, but just really worth the watch, is Glam Girl Chelsea. This girl has got the most soothing voice. She really does. She will calm you down, and she's got the most adorable little freckles, and she's just really cute. And then, of course, Kelsey is Mel's best friend, and you know that if you watch Mel Thompson's channel, you already know that. We call her Kelsey Brianna Bay. And then, of course, you guys know how I feel about Mel. Mel is one of my closest BFFs here, and I just love her. I'm so honored that these three youngins asked me to be a part of this collaboration. I know, it just gets me. I'm old enough to be all of these women's mom. I'm just gonna quit running my mouth and taking up your time with that, because you're gonna get to know them and love them yourself when you go subscribe to their channel. And don't forget to give everybody a thumbs up. All right then, here we go. Again, in case you've never been here before, I'm 58 years old. I have what I would classify as normal skin, but depending on the foundation and what I've got going on, some days I have breakthrough with the pores, and I normally like to take and put my MAC Skin Refine Zone right here where I have the biggest pores. I'm not going to do that today though. I'm going to use Charlotte's Hollywood Flawless Filter, but I'm just going to stick out here to the outskirts of my face. Now, I know a lot of ladies like to mix this with their foundation. I don't, and I don't want to come over my pores with it. This reminds me of the Becca Backlight Primer. It really does. I think you can see well enough that this gave my skin more luminosity. And I don't want you to think I don't have anything over the rest of my face, because I do. I have my Juno Moonshine. It gives me a little stick, but it's nourishing because I don't have any other primer of Charlotte's. Here is the Charlotte Magic Foundation, and I do like this. I'm going to use a pump and a half of this. I like to just come over it, and then sometimes I will even actually take this at the end and put it, you know, just tap it on there. But I mean, it's a beautiful product. Both of them are, I think. I'm just take my sponge here, get some on there, and I'm going to start right here in the middle of my face, where I will actually get the most coverage. I'm coming underneath my eyes. I want the majority of the foundation to be in the middle of my face, where the rest of the products that I use won't really be concentrated. I'm going to take a little bit more and go ahead and come down my neck. Recently, I did a video on my 5 favorite concealers, and this one did make it in. I think the cap is so tight on this because they don't want it to dry out in the sponge. Maybe that's what I'm going to go with anyway. The way that I like to use this is not so much underneath my eyes, okay, because I don't want it to get trapped up in these wrinkles that are down here, but truly where I have the most darkness is right here, in here, and right under here. That's where I'm going to concentrate. I'm just going to take the sponge, which is really ideal for this. You see, it just fits right there. And that will give me enough product to do there and under my eye. And I'm going to use my Sigma 4D precision brush because it's real pointy and soft, and it has 4 nice flat sides on it. It just works really well for this. And I'm going to put that up there. Now, I already have an eye primer on, but I'm going to smear this out some. And that just brightens that up a little bit. My nose, if you notice, is really narrow up here and more bulbous down here. And I want to make this look a little bigger. I'm just coming across here with it, you know, to kind of help a little bit in making it look a little bigger. It's not going to make a huge difference, but a little one. And there is a wrinkle right there, so we're going to want to set this really quick. Now I'm going to take this it's a little microfiber sponge from Juno. The first thing I'm going to do is come into my powder with it, and I am using the Lancome No Shine today, not Charlotte's, because I would like to tell you I don't like it, and that's half true. I've never tried Charlotte's loose powder. I was tempted. Like last week, I was tempted to try and get that just so I would have everything from Charlotte and I could weigh in on that powder. But I knew it wouldn't get her in time. I thought about it too late. I'm going to go ahead and take that same powder on this sponge, come over the rest of my face. Probably the biggest reason I didn't pull the trigger on the loose powder was because I have to be one of the few people in the world who does not like Charlotte's pressed powder. The flawless powder, I don't like it. I did have this conversation with myself and wondered, is the reason that you don't like it because it's pressed? I don't typically use pressed powder. For those of you who have been around this channel a while, you probably can count the times you've seen me use a pressed powder. I don't really care for them. Now I'm going to put a little color on this flat face with my Filmstar Bronze and Glow, which I love. But I do want to tell you that the flawless bronzer that she just came out with, that I'm sure you're going to see from the other three in this collaboration. It's on the way. It's just not here yet. I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs, the bronze brush, and I love using a bigger bronzer brush because I like to diffuse it out and just bring it on the outskirts of my face. It's so pretty. Then I just bring it down my neck. This is her Cheek to Chic blush. Love it. I usually use First Love, but today I'm going to use Love Glow. I'm going to take my 107 cheek brush from BK Beauty and just do this. So beautiful. What I love about all of Charlotte's stuff is the soft, elegant, classy, beautiful look that you get with them. And that is very, very kind to a mature woman. There's just some brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Lancome that, you know I love Lancome, so you don't go throw that in there, but they just lend a luminous, soft, beautiful look, classy look to the skin. Wayne Goss fan brush into the glow part of this. I'm just going to come right on top of that and pull down. So pretty, so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love what Charlotte makes your skin look like. Since I have on a gray t-shirt today, let's class it up a little bit with my quad in Uptown girl. I'm going to come into this lighter gray shade here, and I'm just going to tap my brush right there and pick up some of it. I can't do what some of the young girls do. I have to do a lot more patting than blending back and forth. This eye here has a problem where if I rest my face, you'll see that this brow and lid fall down onto my eyelid. See? And this one does not. I'm going to attempt to try and make that better, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on the anatomy of what is here, and what is the same on both eyes is the actual structure of my orbit. This orbit isn't hanging down. You know, the skin on this side of my face is hanging down. So I'm going to feel for the orbit, and that is right here. And that's where I'm going to place this brush. I'm just going to feel and push this color right there at the bottom of that orbit. And just forget how the skin lays. And that's what I'm going to do. Now that I have that there, I can kind of pat and bring that shade all the way across. This side doesn't lay down, but I'm still taking this brush and just feeling for the bottom of the orbit. They look a little more even now. And because of Charlotte's formula, I can go like this and just kind of mix that up a little bit, and presto, I think that looks pretty good. I'm coming up here in this light shade right here now with that shader brush, and I'm just going to run that all the way across the lid. I can come into this matte gray right here, and I'll load up my brush with it, really get it on there. And now what I'm going to do is come here to the outside of my eye, all right, and I'm just going to flick this color on these brushes. And because this brush is so flimsy and long, I can just do this, just work in circles on the outer corner here of my eye, and it doesn't deposit too much. But as you can see, it is deepening up the dimension of the outside of my eye. And then I'm going to work those bristles right there at the bottom of the orbit to just sink my eye back a little bit more and provide a little bit more dimension right there. A brush like this is going to be best, I think, for more mature eyes with a lot of wrinkles, as far as getting that dimension and that light and dark thing going on, even though you have these wrinkles. I'm going to come back into that shade that I was just in, the dark one, and I'm going to come on the outside of my eye and smoke it. And do you see how these shadows are just, I think they're just so friendly to a mature eye. I mean, naturally, it makes young girls look great, but I don't know. I think they're worth it. I really do. But I didn't always. I didn't always think they were worth it because I didn't understand about the shade I'm going to use next. I never really understood about the Celestial or the Pop of Color shade until my friend Mel explained it on her channel. And I'm like, oh, you didn't see me set my eye today, and you normally see me set from the crease up. Frankly, I don't need to with Charlotte's shadows. You don't have to, because it's a beautiful formula that doesn't drag me all over the place, for one thing. But that was one of the issues, was I was trying to set my eye before I used these. And this shade right here is a pop of color. Look, and it's kind of like glass. The first time I ever ordered it, so you can't see that, right? Ooh, look. The first time I ever ordered one of these, it went back. Because the first thing I did was take my finger into the pop shade, came off with next to nothing, and went, oh no, we ain't paying that kind of money for something that doesn't have any payoff. I didn't understand what the shade was for. So I'm using it now to just give myself an extra little glisten pop over the top of that. I could have left it the way I was, but I want just a little bit of a pop right here on the center of my lid, and that's coming from that pop shade. So that's what it's for. Now I'm going to use her liner in Audrey, which is a brown color, and what I do is put it in my eye and drag across. I mean, like I close my eyelid on the pencil and drag across. That way I get the top and the bottom at the same time. Then I just take a little bit on the corner of my eye and pull up. I can no longer do a wing, as I'm sure a lot of mature ladies understand. I can't do that anymore. So that gives me a little bit of an uplifted, kind of like a little kitten wing over here, without actually doing one. The main reason that I do this is because if I try to come in here and just do this, especially the tight line up here, if I do that, at least 7 times out of 10, what will happen is I will skip across off the top of my lid, or I'll get it somewhere other than where it's supposed to be. So that's why I do that. And it works out really good for YouTube too, because you're not actually seeing me coming at my eye with it. All right, now I'm going to use my Lancome Cils Booster XL to give my lashes a little bit more oomph, because the mascara that I'm going to be using from her, I like it, but I mean, it does a beautiful job separating your lashes and making them look natural. But I don't necessarily want natural. And I don't want to go for legendary lashes because I don't like legendary lashes. Legendary lashes to me is too much. I got it everywhere. It flaked the time that I used it. That was several years ago. And I think it was new then at the time, but it was just a really hot mess for me. The one I have from her is the Fat Lashes, I think. Yeah, it's the full fat lash. And I love that if I'm not going to have anything on my lids as far as shadow goes. When I have shadow on my lids, I don't find that that mascara, even though it is beautiful, it doesn't give me that bam, okay, that I want. I also use Cils Booster different than Lancome tells you how to use it. They tell you to put it on and then go in with your mascara, but I let it dry. I think it does better for me dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to move on to my brows. What I like to do is come through my brows with the 24-hour brow setter, also a trick I learned from Mel. I didn't like doing my eyebrows at all before I learned about this. So this stuff here, what I do is I use it to keep me from getting too much brow product. On this side, I want to take a little bit of this and kind of make these brow hair stand up. The reason is because, as we have already gone over, this eye lays down more. So I like to lift those brow hairs up more, and then I take a brow pencil and come above my actual brow to make it look like it's even with this one. While my eyelashes and my brows are drying, I'm going to use one of her lip cheat pencils. This is in Pink Venus, and outline my lips. Actually, I'm just going to fill in my lips. I like doing that because as the lipstick wears off, then I will have some color left. There's other pencils I like more, but I did have to say there's something about her lip products that do let you, like, I can't do that outlining thing where I make my lips look bigger. That looks ridiculous on me. And as an older woman, my mouth is shrinking. My lips are going away. There's something about her products, though, that do seem to let me go over a little bit bigger without you knowing that I did that. I can't make up my mind today. I keep going back and forth between Pillow Talk and Bitch Perfect. Which one do I want to wear? I could wear them both. Let's make our own color. All right, I'm going to take Pillow Talk on the top and Bitch Perfect on the bottom. There we go. I like that. Let's jump back to her mascara. Like I said, this is called the Full Fat Lashes. And look at this brush. I love the brush. This mascara doesn't bulk my lashes up. I think it gives my lashes more separation and length than making them fat, to be honest. That's why I put on the Cils Booster. But a couple of coats of this over top of the Cils Booster, and I really like it. And I'm going to take my Scott Barnes 62 eye crease brush, and I'm going to use it with the bronzer to bronze my nose a little bit or contour it a little bit. And what I'm going to do is, because I wear glasses all the time, I don't come all the way up. I don't see the point. I really don't. So I'm just going to come right here at the biggest part of my nose. You remember we used her concealer to make this part a little broader. We're going to use this shade here to snatch it in a little more. I don't know why I just said that. I don't like that term, snatch it in. But I guess the young girls can say it, but you know, when I say it, it sounds ridiculous. Get my Lancome No Shine and buff over it. For my brows, I'm going to use my super bougie e.l.f. $2 eyebrow pencil. Dude, this pencil's so fast. And because I have that brow gel in there, it's not going to let me get too much. I'm just going to coast right over the top. Now, to be honest, I wanted this to be a really rounded out video, but here's why I did not try. I never have tried it, but I didn't buy the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil because with my hair the color it is, I'm really picky about the brow pencil color that I have. And Charlotte just frankly doesn't have enough. There's not enough colors for me to feel confident that I'm going to get the right color for my brows. From what I could tell, it was one of these pencils that I've got a blue million of them. If you're new here, then you may not know it, but this is how I pretty much always do my brows. I always get real bougie and use this e.l.f. pencil. And then you know what I follow that with? The e.l.f. brightening pen. I just do this number, click it up there, and then I come under here and make sure I've got these evened out the way I want. And I do that, and I take my ring finger and tap it out. So it actually looks like I blended this gradient up here when I didn't. All I did was put a e.l.f. pen under there and drag it. So Charlotte fans, I'm sorry. I just really need to get more of a range in front of me of her pencils. You know, maybe if Sephora ever opens again, I'll run over there and see if there's a color that I like for me. But I've got so many pencils that aren't being used because they're the wrong shade. I just didn't want to chance it. So I don't know. But you can let me know if you like her pencils or not. So this is her lip gloss in Sweet Stiletto. And I don't think you get enough of this for what it costs. There, I think that my lips do look a little bigger than they normally do using these products. The lipsticks of hers I love, but I think that her lip pencil and her gloss is a little bit not enough product for that price. But anyway, let me do my hair and I'll be right. While I was off camera and fixing my hair, I put on another coat of mascara because you don't want to see that. That's like watching paint dry or something. I would love it if you would share with me below what are some of your Charlotte Tilbury favorite products and why, if you don't mind telling me. I'd love to know that. And before you take off, I hope that you guys will go over and watch and subscribe to the free channels that are here with me, Mel, Kelsey, and Chelsea. If you are coming over from one of the other 3 channels, subscribe, stick around. We'd like to get to know you. All of you, thank you for spending time with me again. You are the best part of the Fritzy family, and if you're not having a blessed day, you know what to do about it, right? Just be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
I remember when I first got this, I don't know why, I had like this brain fart where for some reason the cap, maybe because it was new or something, was kind of stuck. And I'll go like this, and I take it off and I'm like, ew, this is supposed to be a luxury product. Why would I want to scrape this thing on my face? There's not even a doe foot on here. And I'm like, duh, Mary, you dumb butt. This is a pump. Take off the cap. Because I'm going to have a whole lot of other products going out there that won't hit a lot of the that won't hit like the majority. What are you trying to say? Don't know? Neither do they. Oh, that right. Oh my God. I can't, my hands are slippery. So to be honest, this thing won't let me open it all the time anyway. Now I got it everywhere. I think that that is because it helps it to not dry out in the sponge, maybe? I'm gonna go ahead and work. Now hear this. Oops. Now hear this. Mary is an idiot. Now I'm going to use my and this is the BK Beauty one. Act like you can see. You know you can't see that. Get your magnifying glass, look at it, then come back and act like you could see it. Okay, but today I want to use Uptown Girl. Do you know why? Because I'm an Uptown Girl. There's a spider web right there. Back to what I was doing. I was dancing and doing Uptown Girl. Oh, Uptown Girl. She's been living in her modern Uptown world. That's it. It's Uptown. My Uptown Girl. She's been living in her Uptown world. I bet she never had a backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. That's it, yeah. What the heck? No, I'm sure her mother didn't tell her why. What, do you think her mom pulled her aside and went, hey, honey, I just wanted to tell you, okay? One time I went slumming with these Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys. All of them. Or the pop of color shade that pop, 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 pop. Snap, crackle, pop. Do you hear that? No, I bet you didn't, right? Brow hairs to stand up a little more so that it makes this... I'm going to be using her lip liner in, it's a lip cheek, I think she calls it, in Pink Venus, I think it is. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put... What? No, no, no! That is the Audrey pencil! Oh my gosh, really? To be frank, no, let's be Shirley. Surely I'd make a better Shirley than a Frank.